don't know me, which I think everyone in this room knows me. I'm pretty sure. My name is Crystal Johnson. I'm your trainer today. The topic for the talk is loving your spouse the way God intended. And we're going to be using this book, The 5 Love Languages. And actually, everyone's going to get a copy today in their gift bag. So you'll have it for your resources. Just a few ground rules. Of course, no cell phones. Keep them off. If you need to step out to use your phone, you can. Raise your hand if you want to ask questions, but we're going to try and keep all the questions till the very end after the training. So if you have any questions, just write them down, and then I'll answer them afterwards. I think that's it. So basically, the overview that we're going to be learning today is the acronym LOVE. So if you can't tell, the word love is all over this room. LOVE, L-O-V-E, is an acronym that I came up with to help you guys learn the material a little bit easier. So L is learn your spouse's love language. So who here has never heard of the love language book? Anybody? Okay. So we all are familiar with this, so that's good. O is obtain the spouse's need. V is validate spouse's need by using the spouse's love language. And E is enjoy each other's company, aka date night, which is always my favorite time of the week. So basically, the whole material is based around the book. So he goes into detail about basically married couples. There are a lot now that are divorcing, even as Christian believers. And so he started doing this because he's an author, a speaker, and a marriage counselor. And so he's counseled thousands of couples. And he's basically figured out that there was something missing. And so he came up with the 5 love languages to help couples be able to be close again and develop that intimacy. And it actually has worked. So we already went over to that. So we're going to do an icebreaker real fast. So what we're going to do is, and Russ is going to videotape while you're going around, but we're going to introduce ourselves, and you're going to say your name, how long you've been married, and what is one thing that you like to do together. Okay? Got that? You want to start, Nakia?
Sure. My name's Nakia. We've been married 15 years, and one of my favorite things to do with my husband is laugh.
Aw, that's sweet. What about you, Lewis?
My name is Lewis. We've been married 15 years. One of our favorite things to do is eat without our kids.
Hey, like that. All right, Pastor, your turn.
Oh, I'm Pastor Randall Marshall, and Kathy and I have been married 5 years, right at 5 years, and my favorite thing to do with her, go out and eat.
And all your kids are grown, right? So.
Our kids are grown, and we've got a house full of kids, and I say a house full, we would have. Our Bible said our quivers are full. We've got about a dozen grandkids and 2 great grandkids. So.
And grades. 4 grades.
4 grades, okay.
What are you, Kat?
And I miss. Which ones did I miss?
Christopher, Evie, Kaylee, and Jordan.
Kaylee and Jordan.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Catherine, and my favorite thing to do with Randy is we talk, and that's my favorite thing to do with him.
Oh,
Love it.
sweet. All right, Monique.
I'm Monique. We've been married for 13 years, and my favorite thing to do together is playing board games and card games and hanging out. So.
I'm Matt. We've been married for, as you said, 13 years.
That's the same
age
number.
with that, yeah. And my favorite thing to do with Monique is to watch nerd movies.
Ooh, yeah.
Awesome. All right, so my name is Crystal, obviously. We've been married almost 7 years in September. Favorite thing to do? Probably date night. Gotta love my date nights. What about you, baby?
Oh, for me, I mean, anytime we get a chance just to spend some time together, doesn't matter date night or just sitting on the couch, goofing off, and me harassing her thoroughly, out of love. Then yeah.
Yeah, right. All right. So basically, everything that you all said deals with spending time together, right? So the main thing that we're gonna do though is because that's actually one of the love languages, quality time. But how many of you actually do it with no phones? Does anyone here actually have no phones on while you're talking?
Yeah, it's one of the requirements.
Very good. All right, so let's get into the material. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do, and basically the reason why I'm doing this class is because I felt a real burden to want to strengthen couples, strengthen families. I feel like the body of Christ has become weak as a whole, and so the main reason or the main thing to strengthen first, to strengthen the body, is the couples.
Yes.
And once you strengthen the couples, you strengthen the family, which strengthens the body. So in the future, I would like to, teach more of these classes to married couples as well as families, because you can use it for kids too. So, all right, let's dig in. You're going to start off with the first lecture. So you can turn in your participants' guides that are right there on the table. Page 3, I believe. Oh my gosh. I think that's.
Yeah.
Why don't you stay right there and I'll go get it.
Alright, so what we're going to do is, like I said, we are going to learn the acronyms. So LOVE, each letter means something else, right? So on page 2, it literally goes into each letter. So L is learn your spouse's love language. O is obtain the spouse's need. V is validate the spouse's needs through the love language. And E is enjoy each other's company. Alrighty, so the first section is learn spouse's love language. So who here knows what the definition of marriage actually is? And I'm talking about the worldly definition, like the in the dictionary. Does anyone know? So according to the dictionary, it's a formal union and social legal contract between two individuals that unite their lives legally, economically, and emotionally. Okay. But the most important thing is, how does God define it? Does anyone know how God defines marriage? And you're going to notice a common theme here. I tie back in God throughout the entire thing, because God is the most important when it comes to marriages and keeping families together. So in Genesis 2:24, we see that when one man and one woman become united together, become one flesh, right? Adam and Eve became one, right? So therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. So what does this verse mean to you? Anybody? What does that verse mean?
Just
You got another pastor in the room. Let's go, brother.
Oh, no. I would say that one flesh, that means in unity. When I think of that one flesh, I think of in unity, body, soul, and spirit.
Right.
So that's what I think of when I think of one flesh. Yeah, and it's quite evident whenever they get married, they take on one name.
Right.
Right.
Usually.
Usually,
For the most
yes.
part, yeah.
Yes.
All right. And are you both cleaving to each other? Because that's very important in marriage. If you're not cleaving, technically you're not following scripture. So everyone in here should be cleaving to their spouse.
I'll tell you, Kathy and me love that cleaving.
I'm sure you do.
Amen.
So in the Bible, what are some other examples of God-defined marriages? Anybody? think of any besides Adam and Eve?
Abraham and Sarah.
Abraham and Sarah. Come on, guys. Interactive.
Rebecca and Isaac.
Rebecca and Isaac. Very good. Anybody else?
Good.
One of them, when he got it right, David and Abigail was
Right.
one of his wives.
Right. That's one of his wives. Very good. There's also Mary and Joseph in the New Testament. So that's also that. And what makes these marriages godly? Does anyone know?
Well, whenever they walk under God's headship. So, whenever the structure is it's God, and then from God it's man, and from man it's the woman, and then
The children.
the children.
Right. Absolutely. So it's a lifelong covenant, right? Between man and a woman and God. Because once you come together, that's what you're doing, is you're cleaving to each other, but you're also cleaving to God. And it's a covenant agreement. He is the center of their foundation, or their foundation of their marriage. And the illustration that I have in there in your guide is basically that marriage is a lot like our walk with Christ. Does anyone know why? So in marriage, when you first start out, you're excited, you want to spend all your time together, like you always want to talk on the phone together, you never want to be apart, right? When you first get together, that's that honeymoon stage, right? Same thing with your walk with Christ. When you first get saved, what are you doing right off the bat? Because you're so excited. You're telling people about God, right? You're telling them, you're always wanting to spend time with Him, always wanting to pray, you always want to do like ministry work, you're always involved. But then later on, let's say it's 5 years, what happens?
You get complacent.
Complacent. You hit those trials, right? Those speed bumps. So just like in marriage, you hit those trials. Fights, disagreements. I hate you. I don't want to spend any time with you. And then you have to figure out, okay, where's the love at? Why am I not responding the way that I want to respond? And you have to fix it. And it keeps going on. You're going to hit those speed bumps. You're going to hit those trials, but you have to work through them. So we're going to go straight into love languages then. So what is a love language? Come on, Nikki. I know you've been studying this like crazy this last week. What is a love language?
Other people answer.
It's interactive. They're good.
The way I would explain it is, a language is a way that you express yourself. So it's the way that you are expressing how you love someone and how you show them that love.
Exactly. Does everyone agree with that? Okay. And I am a very interactive teacher. I don't know if you've noticed that already. So please, interact. Make it interesting. So basically that's exactly right. This is how we receive love from others, especially our spouse. And that's what he talks about in the book. And that basically it helps somebody come closer and more intimate. Okay? So the 5 love languages, he goes over 5 love languages. Does anyone know what they are? They're in this room. Pastor Andy, do you know?
No, go ahead.
He's like, I have no idea. They're all over this room. All right, so we're going to start off over here with words of affirmation. So words of affirmation are saying positive, supportive things to your spouse. So that whether that's positive things, okay, guys, supportive things, praise and compliments. Then you have acts of service, doing helpful things for your spouse. Now, granted, we should all be doing it anyways, but sometimes it's okay to do a little extra. So doing the dishes, mowing the lawn. And I don't know, I hate mowing the lawn. I have never mowed the lawn, so that would definitely be a thing if I ever did it. All right, so receiving gifts. Giving gifts to your spouse to let him or her know that you are thinking of them. She liked this example. So thunder tickets, movie tickets, and a puppy. The puppy
I
was
don't care
just an
about the
example.
tickets.
Apparently she's wanting a puppy, Pastor Randy.
Like you said, there's one in his office that
I know.
barks.
I gave him a stuffed puppy for his birthday. And it plays happy birthday. All right, and then there's quality time. Spending undisrupted, meaningful time with your spouse, aka date night, which we will be talking about at the very end of this talk. And then physical touch. don't know of any person here that does not like physical touch. Being able to be close to and touched by our spouse, whether it's kissing, hugging, or it's the best thing ever, sex, is always a blessed in our marriage, right? All right, so what we're gonna do is there are sticky notes on our tables. You're going to, if you don't know your spouse's love language, you're going to guess. So you're going to write them on the sticky note, and then you're going to place them on whatever poster you think they are. So we're going to do that right now.
So they're just their name?
Their name,
What if you have more than one?
I know, right? Because I have more than one, so I
have
get
more
it.
than one too.
I would say the top one, the one that's
Top
most prominent. Yeah, your partners. You're going to guess your partner's love
I
language.
was gonna say, how many do you want?
Just one.
Oh, yeah.
Just the top
Just
one.
one?
Just one.
Just one.
Just one.
Okay.
I don't even have to guess. Russell's already know. And also, if you guess correctly, there is a grand prize drawing, y'all. So the grand prize drawing is going to be $50 for Warren tickets, but also, or actually it's AMC, I think the way he said it's AMC. But and then $75 for Hollies.
Ooh, nice.
Yes. So, if you guess right, you can put it for the drawing. So I guess we'll find out here in just a second. There's a lot of physical touches in this room. Russ would be over there too. All right, let's see what we got. We have, for acts of service, we have Nakia and Kalitha. Is that right?
Yes. 100%.
It is right. You guessed right. Good job, guys. So go ahead and get a sticky and put your name on it. It's for guessing right. And then we'll put it in the drawing here in just a second. All right. Quality time. We have Monique. I'm going to guess it's because it says Mo, so I'm going to guess Monique. And then Lewis. Is that right?
Yep.
Good job for this one. Is that right? Go ahead and fill out a sticky. And then physical touch, we have Matt, Jonathan, Randy, and who's this one? I can't tell.
Kathy.
Maybe Kathy.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, what does that say? And then the rest would be on here as well. Mine would be, yeah, acts of service, absolutely, all the way. This entire room, I did myself. I like doing volunteering. I like ministering. It's kind of my thing. So were all of these correct on physical touch? All of them? Good job, guys. Fill out a sticky, and we're gonna put it up front. So who here? We're gonna do another thing here in just a second. Who here knows the number one love language? Does anyone know the most used love language in the whole United States?
I'll take a guess.
What is it?
Words of affirmation.
Kids.
That's what I'm guessing too.
Words of affirmation? I'm gonna click these here.
Probably quality time.
Gifts.
Excellent.
The most common?
The most common.
Probably quality. I don't know. It's kind of don't even help you guys.
It's kind of
Words of
complicated.
affirmation is probably
words of
good too.
affirmation.
Yeah.
I know that's one of like.
You can spend time with somebody.
If you guessed words of affirmation, you would be right.
Yes.
So go ahead and fill out another sticky, and you can put it in again for another drawing. The same drawing. Number 2 is quality time. Number 2. Yeah.
I guess I'm pretty average.
All right. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna go into objective number 2, which is the obtain the spouse's need. Okay. And since we have already determined what the spouse's love language is, which you are all amazing at, by the way, we need to obtain his or her need now. And we will look at what a need is, why it is important, and what your spouse's need is right now at this very second. So you're going to open your packet to page 5. And we are going to go over what your spouse is needing and get ready to take some more notes, okay? So, a quote that I have written down is this, couples need to recognize the in-love experience for what it was. A temporary emotional high, and now pursue real love with their spouse. And actually, Gary Chapman, who wrote the book, said that in 2016. So real true love requires effort and discipline. Would everyone agree with that?
Yes.
Absolutely, 100%. My thing was getting past year 5. I made it. So you also feel a real sense of satisfaction because you are getting to know somebody else, which is not always easy, especially if you don't really know each other that well right off the bat. And you also can't experience true love until the in-love stage has already happened. Would everyone agree with that?
Yes.
And true love is found by fulfilling those needs for your spouse. Okay, so what is a need? Does anyone know what a need is? What do y'all think?
I think a need is something that you need. I'm so scientific, you guys.
Well, you know what?
But a need is something that in order to feel your most fulfilled, those are the things that
So wanted or required, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
that
Would everyone
kinda
agree
need
with that?
checked off for
Something that you're
in your
wanting
life.
or requiring from your spouse, okay? So, in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, who here knows what I'm talking about when I say Maslow's hierarchy of needs? I'm a psychology major, okay? I have studied that triangle pyramid a lot.
You'll sleep.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have it in your book, or in your guide. So what is at the bottom? Anyone tell me? What's the bottom layer?
The basic
Survival.
needs you need.
Survival.
Physiological, right? So food, water, sleep, which I'm going to get when I get home, and intimacy, right? Because that is a physical need. What's the next one? What's the next step up?
Safety and security.
Safety and security, which we all need as well. What happens when we don't have that one?
Fear.
Fear, right?
You may
We were
lose your
scared to do stuff,
physiological safety.
right? What's the next one?
Love and belonging.
Love and belonging, hence the
Friendship.
class, right?
Friendship and trust.
Right. What's the next one above that?
Esteem, needs,
Esteem. What is esteem?
lift that person up.
Right. Yeah, they feel like they're not belonging anywhere, right? And then what's the top one?
Self-actualization.
What is self-actualization? If I can talk, actualization. What is it?
Ultimate fulfillment.
Ultimate fulfillment. Very good. So we are on the second poster right now, you guys. So since we know what types of needs people have, what kind of needs do you think couples would have? Would they have the same needs or would they be different? Different. So the top 5 needs, according to Rock Solid Marriages, is sexual fulfillment, a recreational companion, an attractive spouse, domestic support, and admiration. Does every man in this room agree with that?
Yes.
Thumbs
Russ
up.
definitely agrees with that. What about you, Pastor Randy? Do you agree?
I do, but not in that order.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want you have space now to write down your top 5 needs, guys. I want you to write down your top 5 in whatever order that you want. Right now. For guys. It's not our turn yet, Nakia.
Can I write what I think is?
Yeah, if you want to.
That's what I was gonna do, but.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do the wives now. So the top 5 for wives are affection, conversation, which everyone has said kind of that they like conversation, honesty and openness, financial support, and family commitment. Do all the females agree with that? I don't, but that's beside the point.
Some of them, yeah. Some of them, yes.
Some of them, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say.
So go ahead and write your top 5 in the space provided. While you guys are doing that, why do you think spouses do not communicate their needs to their spouse?
Sometimes you just don't know. You really don't know what they are.
Very
So you
true,
gotta
very
communicate
true.
them.
But also maybe fear, or if you don't trust them, maybe you're having some trust issues and you don't think that they actually care maybe about those needs, you're not going to be as open about them, right?
Especially if you had a past relationship that they didn't, and you carry that over to the next one.
Exactly. Baggage, guys, baggage. All right, so why is it important to meet your spouse's needs? Why do you think it's important?
Happiness.
Happiness, right? Gotta make that spouse happy.
And you love them. You want them to be happy, and that means, you know, it's serving them. I mean, you want them to be happy, so you want to meet their needs.
Very good.
You can't
absolutely.
totally be complete unless your
Right.
spouse is complete.
Right.
Right. Yes, Matt.
Marriage is only as healthy as the most self-actualized partner.
Very good. That was very deep, by the way. Very good. All right, so the ones that I have on here is basically it's their duty as your spouse, technically. It's evidence that you love your spouse. Your children are watching you and copying you. Now, for those that have the younger children, which is Nakia, Jonathan, and Monique, would you all agree with that?
The children are watching?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
She's like, oh yeah, absolutely. And it's a confirmation that you're a person of integrity by actually having character. And it's evidence that you're grateful to God for your spouse. So that's a thing too. So we're gonna do activity number 2 for the actual lecture part. You're going to list a current need that you have, and you may not have told your spouse what this need is. You're gonna list a current need, and then after you write it down, you're gonna share it with your spouse. Okay? And as a spouse, did you know that they had that need? And then ask them why they did not tell you about it if you didn't know. Okay? So go ahead and write that down in your guides. And when you're done writing it down, let your spouse know what it is. Good job on the communication, you guys. That's awesome. Now, did any of the spouses know that they had that need? Or is this all new to them?
We knew.
You do? Okay. So that's good. Jonathan, did you and Kalita know?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. What about you, Pastor Randy? Do you and Kathy know? Yes, he's eating. How about you two? You both knew? Awesome. Very good. Very good communication. All right, so we're going to move on to objective number 3, which is the third poster, which is validate your spouse's need through their love language. Okay? So now that we have learned our spouse's love language, obtain their need, it is time for us to validate that need. We're going to look at what emotions are associated with meeting our spouse's need and how they normally get met and what can happen if they're not. Okay? So you're going to open to page 7 and we're going to learn about what can happen when a spouse's need is not met. Alright, so what emotions are associated with not meeting your spouse's need? Does anyone know?
Resentment.
Resentment.
sad,
Sadness,
frustration,
right?
Loneliness.
Loneliness, very good. There's also fearful and tired.
yeah, that's a good one. I like
Yeah. It gets tiring, you know, when they're not met. What emotions are associated with meeting your spouse's needs?
Well, you're happy, excited. I know I have more energy,
Right?
not tired for sure.
More alert, right?
Yes.
Are you tense or are you calm? Very good. That's the word I was looking for. Grateful, safe, and playful. Because we tend to be a little more playful when we actually know that they care, right? So even though we cannot meet all of our spouse's needs, trust and communication can affect how successful our marriage will be. Does everyone agree with that? Okay. So just in your mind, do your needs normally get fully met, or is there a compromise? Think about that. So we're going to have a discussion. What can happen to your marriage if you do not meet your spouse's need?
Withdrawal.
Withdrawal. Lack of trust.
You'll find something else to fill the void.
Yep, absolutely you will. Very good. All right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to do an activity. So we know what their need is. We just discussed it, right? You know their love language. So now what you're going to do is you're going to find a way using their love language to fulfill that need. And that's what you're going to do in activity number 3. And just write it down. Don't act it out. I was going to have everyone act it out.
We would rather act it out.
Kiss cam, right? Kiss cam.
We're gonna pause this video in a minute.
We're gonna go to another room. Just kidding. Hey, we're gonna have fun. It's all good. Everyone got it? Alright, so we're going to move on to the last letter, which is E. Everyone's favorite, I'm sure. Enjoy each other's company, aka date night. Which couple here goes on date nights? Maybe not every week, maybe once a month, maybe whenever they can. I know we
Not
do.
often enough.
What about you guys? Do you guys go on date nights?
Not on a regular.
Quarterly, maybe?
Quarterly?
Quarterly.
Hey, still
Something,
something, right?
Sometimes they-
We try
Every
to, Beth and I try to have date days.
Yeah.
Date days, there you go. Hey, as long as you get a date in there, right? What about you guys?
Whenever I go on a date, I'll make sure I bring Astro over your house.
Okay. Hey, I'll babysit. I don't care.
Bring it.
You get my son and I'll get yours, right?
Oh, man.
He's my
He's like, wait a
son's
minute
teacher.
now.
Oh, yeah. All right, so now that we've learned our spouse's love language, obtained their need, validated that need, it's time to meet all of that through enjoying each other's company. So we're going to look at what a date night is, what its purpose is, why it's important, and get some date night ideas based off each other's love language and needs that must be met. Okay? So go to page 8, and we're going to get ready to learn about some really great date night ideas for you and your spouse to enjoy. So how would someone define date night if you had to define it? What, Jonathan?
Time you spend away from everybody and everything. Just quality time. It could be like literally sitting at a park, literally,
Right.
and get some
One-on-one
food to
time.
go. Yeah. So it's one-on-one time.
Absolutely, absolutely. It doesn't have to be expensive, right? It doesn't have to be the vast or some expensive restaurant. It could be literally cuddling on the couch just talking. So, according to dictionary.com, it's an evening social date on which a married or long-term couple go out together. All right. And what is its purpose? What is the purpose of date night, y'all? Jonathan pretty much already said it, but
Connection.
Being intentional about spending, investing in your relationship and in each other.
right. So for the ones that have smaller children or any children at all, do they always stay with you? Like, eventually, are they going to always be there?
No.
No. It's just going to be the two of you when they leave, right?
Yeah.
So we want your marriages to last, and the only way to do that is if you invest time in each other. Because once they're gone, they're not there anymore. They can't keep that marriage together. It's up to you two.
Yep.
All right. So it's couples who build date nights into their relationships experience better communication, greater affection and gratitude for the other, and a desire to spend more time together. Would everyone agree with that? It provides a welcome entertainment so couples can return to focusing on important issues without distractions. Amen. I'm just saying. So what is the importance of date night? Well, for one, it helps you connect, right? On a more one-on-one. When life gets crazy, intentionally scheduling time with your spouse away from all the distractions, children, jobs, other distractions, whether it be family members, whatever the case may be, allows you both to focus on each other and discuss important topics to help you both stay connected. It helps you feel less stressed in the middle of a chaotic life. So let's face it, life is chaotic. It's not easy. So for activity number 4, we're going to take it all together pretty much, okay? So using the 5 love languages, what are some date night ideas for you to do with your spouse? So what we're going to do is we're going to go around the room for all the love languages. We're going to think of some ideas using that love language for a date idea, okay? So for this one, for words of affirmation, what are some date ideas?
Okay, something that I think would be really fun. I don't know if you guys have heard of like going when you go to the thrift store and you just pick out something wacky. But that might be kind of fun to do that and then just see what kind of compliments you can think of for
Your
whatever
spouse or
outfit somebody
whatever.
put together.
Right? That would be kind of interesting. So in
Kia's got one.
Oh, go ahead.
You could make like leave little cute cards around the house or somewhere. Do like a treasure hunt or just
Scavenger hunt or something.
yeah, or cute little I love you or something
Right,
like cute
absolutely.
like that.
Write it on the mirror.
Yeah.
Whatever. So what I saw on here was take a cookie, or that's acts of service. So write love notes to each other, which we already talked about. Create a scavenger hunt around the house or your neighborhood with post-it notes of things that you love about your spouse. So basically everything Nakia just said. Good job. All right, acts of service. What are some date night ideas?
You can do like home improvement projects together,
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
like do it
I write
yourself stuff.
Kathy songs.
You write
Oh,
songs?
that's so
I did.
sweet. He does.
Aw.
But he also washes the dishes. He cooks.
Oh,
I
wow.
Since we've been married, I haven't used a vacuum sweeper one time.
Aw.
I mean, and when I try to do something like clean up in the kitchen or something, I said, "What are you doing?" He is the best.
Aw, good job, Pastor. Very good. Anyone else?
As a date, I mean, I guess it's more of a home thing, but kind of like she was saying, cooking and doing the dishes so that you didn't have to worry about anything.
Even taking a cooking class together and then incorporating it back into
Yeah.
doing something like that. Very good. Receiving gifts. What would be a date night for that?
Getting a puppy.
You never gonna live it down.
I'm taking that puppy home with us tonight.
One thing would be fun is like have I don't know if anybody likes plays or something, but you can have like an envelope with something in it that your spouse likes. It's a gift, like tickets to a musical or something like
Right.
that.
Absolutely. What about you guys? Any ideas?
I was thinking about the same thing. I think on March the 25th, some China a dance thing is.
Is it
downtown, you know what I'm
Shinyun?
talking about?
Shinyun?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the ballet.
Yeah, that would be something that my wife would probably
with
like.
Kathy, I'm gonna take Kathy to a bluegrass concert and buy her a new fishing rod.
Does she like fishing?
Does she like
Yeah.
fishing?
Yes.
No.
All great ideas, guys. Very good. What about quality time? And obviously, this could be anything. So, what are some ideas for quality time?
Have grandma take the kids so you have the house to yourself.
There you go.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Well, that one leads to some.
We don't have to lock ourselves in the room. We can go out.
That's awesome. What about
Picnic.
you?
I like just playing games, just competing against each other
Yeah.
in games. I like that kind of stuff.
Very competitive, huh? Yeah,
Yes.
I'm not competitive.
One of my favorites is we used to have like a regular coffee date, and we'd just play a card game and drink coffee for an hour, and it was pretty great.
That's nice. Very good, guys. And this one, everyone knows something with this one. Physical touch. Actually, you
Well-
kind of did that. Already said that one, but
Yeah. 6, but another one would be like dancing,
yeah,
taking
dancing.
dance classes, something that you
Absolutely.
got to touch on each other.
Right?
Yeah.
She's like, anyone else?
Just back rubs, snuggling, holding hands, being close, even
Right.
when you're doing mundane
Absolutely.
things like watching TV or.
Couples massage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
couples massages. Yeah.
Definitely back rub. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Why you shake your head?
Surprised there wasn't a.
All right, so we're gonna do a skills practice. So we literally have talked about kind of working our way up to this. We're gonna incorporate all of it now. So you're going to figure out. Obviously, you know their love language, right? You know their need. You've gotten some ways how to fix that need or meet that need, and you've gotten some date night ideas. So I want you to figure out all of that in the skills activity. You're just gonna write it down. So it should be page 9 for you guys in your guide. So I'm going to give you an example while you're writing all that down. So what I did is I said my love languages are acts of service, words of affirmation, and physical touch, and his is physical touch. My need, physical touch, to be held or to be comforted. His need is physical touch and words of affirmation. So like when he comes home from work, he's had a rough day. Kids, tell him, oh, I'm sorry. How can I help? And then you're going to say how you meet that need. So I said when he gets home from work, give him a hug and a kiss. Then I would listen to him as he talks about his day, give him positive feedback when applicable. How he would meet my need after he takes a shower, he would hold me for about 10-15 minutes and lets me know that you heard me and he cares about my needs. Okay, so something along those lines. Love language, date night ideas. I said for my love languages, I said going to volunteer at the Oklahoma City Dream Center and then coming home to love notes all over the house for each other to read and then cuddling on the couch and loving on each other. So something along that. Just applying everything that we've learned today in class. And then we'll go around the room and kind of share some ideas.
So for skills 4, do we just talk, to discuss, or do we write down what we're going to discuss?
No, you're going to talk between the two of you.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't have to
Yeah.
write anything down for that.
No.
Okay.
And once it's written down, you're gonna talk with your spouse about it.
A little physical touch.
I like that.
You just made his day, baby.
Oh, man, hallelujah. Okay.
He's like,
Okay.
I'm looking forward to going home now.
Man. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll just probably every hour look around the house and see what needs to be done and just do it. I'll see if there's anything on the ground, pick it up and find it. There's usually wash the dishes. If the bathroom looks like a mess, take care of that.
Good job on communicating, guys. Awesome.
So every hour. If I do it every hour, it's be more consistent than this. Huh? Oh, maybe in 2 hours. You took 2 hours.
Oh.
So was this activity hard? No, it's pretty easy, right?
Yeah.
You're just talking, trying to figure out if they have a need, and then fulfilling that need as best as you can. So would you use it on a regular basis? I think Jonathan would. Or what would you do differently? Like if you didn't agree with the activity, what would you do differently? Because obviously you're going to act out the love language at your house, right? Or wherever you're at. You're not actually going to talk about, well, maybe you would. But you're actually going to follow through and act it out. So would you do anything differently? Or would you follow the same format that I have written down?
That's a good format. It's a good format. Yeah.
Yeah? Awesome. Very good, guys. You did great. Alright, so we're going to summarize real quick. We're going to do a game show. So the full point... I'm your host, Crystal Johnson, right? So, yay! Woo! Alright, so that's what these are for right here. You can write the answers on the actual board, on the marker board, and then you're going to raise it if the answer, when you have the answer. Okay?
So is it like
So whoever answers first with the right answer, you're going to raise it up, okay?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta get my game.
She's like, I got to get in game gear.
Oh, she's like, okay, warm
So
up.
the rules for the game is you're going to use the paddles, obviously. You're going to write the answer on them, and you're going to raise them up. And if the answer is correct, your name will be put in for the drawing. Okay? All right, first one. List. Is everyone ready? Okay, list the 5 love languages. Nikia writes really fast.
Okay, we're done.
Oh, you're supposed to raise it.
Hold on.
You're supposed to raise it.
Oh, I raised it.
Okay, hold on. You were first, right? You were actually first.
Yeah, I was.
That was right. Just put your name on the sticky. Yeah, I was like, what?
I almost put
I'm a lefty.
Southpaws.
That's why he's not writing.
Yeah, that's why I'm not writing. It's like, I
All
can't
right, well,
do it. You're
Nikia was first
disqualified.
on that one, so she got that one. So erase it, and we're gonna do that. Question number 2. All right. Question number 2.
Hold on.
For I don't know. I guess I don't know. All right. What is the acronym that we learned today?
Oh, goodness.
Good job,
Wait,
Kia.
you didn't want all of the stuff.
Yeah,
you
there's
just
a lot of-
wanted the
yeah, there's a lot
acronym.
of-
LOVE.
There's a lot of acronyms. Isn't
Yeah.
there?
Right,
Love.
acronyms.
But
It's all over this room.
we both thought you meant and everything attached to each one of those.
No.
letters.
Okay.
Mine has full words.
You know what?
Extra
You know what?
points for full.
The Bible says the last shall be first, so we're last.
Oh, we got some technicalities over here. That's why you and Connor get along so well. All right, question number 3. What is the comparison that I use that is similar to marriage?
Say that again.
What is the comparison I use that is similar to marriage? It's in your guide.
Can you interpret that?
Can't read
Relationship
it.
with God.
Yes, I got it. Good job.
Good job.
Walk with God, walk with Christ.
I was thinking just God.
I was like running faster than everybody else.
Okay,
Yeah.
everyone should know this, so we'll see. What is the love chapter in the Bible?
Oh.
Oh yeah.
1 Corinthians 13.
I thought Songs of Solomon.
Yeah, she didn't know
No,
this.
this
Fourth
is
grade.
not the love chapter.
Oh.
Oh, I put the book, not the chapter.
I'm sorry.
Bigger than the
Bonus
chapters.
point.
You came a little late. That's probably what happened.
Yeah, there we go.
Good job.
You're
Good
handicapped.
job.
You gotta give us, our credit when we came in late.
All right. If you don't know this one, I'm going to do that. All right. Who is the author of the book, The 5 Love Languages?
Yeah.
Of course she does.
Oh.
Let me see. Yes, very good. Gary Chapman, y'all. Author, #1 best-selling author, speaker, and marriage counselor. All right, 2 more. True or false? By strengthening couples, we strengthen families. God bless.
Nakia was actually up first.
Was she up first?
Yeah.
She was? What'd you say?
True.
True? Yeah, it's true.
And we all said true. Yeah.
Yeah. Jonathan, come on, man.
Unity.
It's just, it's like I write it down. We need someone to lift it up, So you gotta lift up
What
the
we're all
name.
supposed to do is lift each other up, right? All right, and the last one. What is a date night? You can give an example if you want.
I got it. I was first. I promise to God. God is my witness.
It was actually a tie.
Yes, very good.
I beat you up 100 of a second. I beat you up 100 of a second.
Okay, you got the right answer.
I was trying to be romantic.
Oh, you guys are awesome. I love y'all. All right. So, I'm going to ask go around the room, and I'm going to have ask, what was one takeaway that you learned, and would you use it? One takeaway from the class.
I thought it was interesting. I've read stuff about the different needs people have in their marriage, and I've read about the love languages, but for some reason I hadn't thought, well, let's put those two in the same basket. So I like the way that you were trying to give date ideas that incorporated both of those, your spouse's need as well as their love language.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Spot
You
on.
like that too?
Yeah.
How about you, Jonathan?
Yeah, similar. I was just thinking, when it comes to washing dishes, we could do it together.
She's like, that defeats the purpose.
She can dry them off, I can wash them, and
What
vice
about you,
versa.
Um,
It's funny.
just that, if you don't fulfill your spouse's need, you also feel miserable. You just don't feel complete. So that was
Right, absolutely. Not to mention, we don't want to end up in divorce or separated or any of those terrible things, that happen nowadays. What about you, Lewis?
Yeah, what she said, I like that.
What she
Not my
said.
wife.
Uh-oh. Nakia?
Actually say something.
That'll be fight later.
Hey, why didn't you say anything?
I said words.
My takeaway, I guess I like the creativity with both like incorporating both love languages.
Very good. What about you, Kathy?
Yeah.
She likes my cake, I know that for what.
I do like the cake, and I like dogs. Well, I mean, this is cliche, you know, Jerry Maguire, you know, you
Oh, yeah.
complete me. And I thought, oh, how stupid, you know, when I saw the movie. But with Randy and I, he completes me.
Aw, that's really sweet.
And just has every moment.
Oh, that's so sweet.
What about you, Pastor?
Well, Kathy said it right. I want to tell you, I want to give you all something. The question came out with us, and this is common knowledge to our church, and we have nothing to hide or whatsoever. Kathy and I both had previous marriages. Both those marriages ended because of infidelity. Keep in mind that is one of the most hurtful things in the world. Is when somebody that you love or that you think you love or you spent time and years with, and then for whatever reason they go a different direction. And I'm going to say this: you kids,
We're all kids, so come here to
you
them.
kids can't understand at all what Kathy and I have, because you'd have to go through what we've been through, experience what we've experienced, go through the hurt that we've gone through, go through the feelings that we've had, and then suddenly God in His way sends you somebody that absolutely is everything in the world that you've ever been looking for, and He always saves the best to the last.
All right, so there's purple sheets of paper on your tables. Russ, you're gonna need to come this way so you can see it. I'm gonna have you all hold them up.
You want us to write them first?
No, they're already written on.
Oh.
They just fill out a certain word.
We might need a light for that one.
Okay, so I'm going to turn the light on. Is everyone ready? Don't turn the light on.
What are we looking for?
No, you're just
Purple.
gonna hold it up. So he's gonna go around and like hold up the sign. Can you see it?
Yeah. Got it.
So it spells out love, which is the acronym we learned today. I thank you guys for coming to my class. There's evaluations in the front of your folders that I need you all to fill out for me. If you have any other suggestions for future classes, I will be hopefully teaching more